Hey guys, this is Torno, and today we're going to be talking about this team that you should be going for at the very start of Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes. The great thing is that a lot of them are farmable very, very early on, and they actually expand out into two separate teams later on that you're able to use in the late game, which is great. Obviously, any team that you can start at the start and then you'll have them viable later on is always going to be great. Now, if you don't know which team I'm talking about, it's the Imperial Troopers. So if we go in here, I can show you what I am currently using is Iden, Moff Gideon, Dark Trooper, and Range Trooper and Snow Trooper together. However, as you can see, they kind of split off into two separate groups later on. So I'll talk about a little bit about each of them. So Iden, she's farmable very, very early on. She's like a 4D hard. It's pretty easy for you to get there. You'll get there probably, week one at least. She's kind of like a difference between she's a support as well as a leader, as well as, a high damaging character. With this ability here, she's able to stun the enemy, which is great, just completely stop them. In their tracks. She's able to dispel any debuffs that you guys have. Her basic deals damage, and she's basically like the leader for them. Now, she's the leader for the non-droid, non-other leader group later on. So eventually she goes with just, normal troopers, normal Imperial troopers. But we've got Dark Trooper here. Now, Dark Trooper pairs really well alongside Moff Gideon. Has stacks of this buff essentially, so it's like he can die 3 times, and he's a high damage character as well. With this part here, dealing incredible damage, as well as giving himself turn meter here. Imperial Troopers get turn meter per stack of it. So once you get this up, he can give a fair chunk of turn meter out, as well as that offense up to them as well. And it is crazy, crazy damage. You've got Snow Trooper here. Now, Snow Trooper... so I'll show you where to farm him. I believe he's like one... where is it? Here, 1C light side. So really like one of the first dark side characters you can get altogether. You've got Snow Trooper here. Now, Snow Trooper is not farmable for ages unless you get him from the guild store. Probably not worth getting him from the guild store, but you'll pick him up pretty quickly from like Bronzium packs. Going to chuck out a whole lot of turn meter whenever any unit is defeated, as well as giving them all crit damage here. Giving up crit damage there, and all kind of around crits with the Snow Trooper there. You've got Range Trooper here, giving you the tenacity. He has extra tenacity, as well as making it so they all call each other to assist, like a 50% chance to call an assist there. And this part here giving the protection up as well. And he's also farmable pretty early on with 3A Dark Side. Now, so there's those 4 plus Moff Gideon. Those are the 5 that I'm using at the moment. Moff Gideon as well as farmable pretty early on. 2D hard side. I haven't actually got him, but you do actually get him at the start for free. Like throughout the missions you get him, and he is the leader of the other kind of faction. So you can see here, he's going to call all Imperial Troopers to assist, dealing less damage and making it so that they all lose turn meter as well, like reducing turn meter and kind of setting it so that way you deal a whole bunch of damage. So anytime anyone's about to go, he's able to kind of stop them. He's got the armor shred here with his special. His basic here deals damage and gives insight. If he has 4 things of insight, then he gets access to the subversive volley, which isn't actually in here, but it does like a... Oh, here. It deals damage and dazes them, which means that they... I believe daze stops them being able to gain turn meter or something like that. And he also demoralizes the enemies. So at the moment, he is making it so the enemies have 20% less offense, 10% less crit chance, and 10% less crit damage, which is, bonkers. So the way that you, as I said, like you've got Iden, Dark Trooper, Snow Trooper, Range Trooper, and Moff. Those 5 there. I do have Stormtrooper unlocked, who would go with Iden, but at the moment, because of the way Iden's leader works, she wants non-droids and no one else with the leader tag. So technically, if I dropped Moff Gideon, I'd be fine because none of these have the leader tag besides that. It just means that the Imperial, the Dark Trooper wouldn't get buffed up and get the extra crit damage here or anything, which is actually tempting. So the way you eventually split them up is like this. So you've got Iden, and then you've got any 4 troopers essentially that don't have leader abilities and aren't droids to kind of go alongside her. So Magma Trooper, Death Trooper is definitely going to work really well alongside her with the Terminator and everything to just completely wreck something. And then you've got like Snow Trooper and Stormtrooper, and then you've got the opposite one, which is this one here, kind of revolves around Veers. Giving them all offense up and then speed as well. They gain turn meter whenever they gain buffs and kind of chucking out a whole lot of buffs around each other. You've got Piet. So while, you know, Death Trooper is going to take quite a while to be able to farm. He's not till like, you know, late Cantina, and it's probably not worth wasting your Cantina energy at that point. You need other stuff first. Magma Trooper is not too hard to get. Like I could get him unlocked now, but with the 5 that I've got, they're pretty okay, to be honest. Piet is definitely going to be a requirement to farm up. 6B, he's not too far because he's going to be required for the Executor later on. And then you got Veers, who currently I can actually farm from 4C, so I'm kind of slowly working on farming him up. You've also got Stark, who is where? Here. But he's harder to kind of get. You can get him from in the guild store, but that's about really it. He doesn't have any special ability. He doesn't have a leader ability or anything like that, so he can pair alongside Iden and would be fine. So I'll just show you how they kind of work. And I've been using these guys in Arena at the moment, as well as in Galactic War. They're enabling me, because these guys are so strong in other game modes, they're enabling me to kind of work on a team that's not as strong. Now, the one thing to kind of keep in mind here, and you'll see it if I let her go, is you need to take out Cara Dune. Anytime you verse Cara Dune, you need to take her out as soon as possible, because she stuns all of your guys, which is less than ideal. You can see there, kind of pulling everyone in. We'll get the turn meter here. I'm going to shred this and boom. So taking out Cara is incredibly important anytime you use these guys, because she stuns Imperials. Empire. Imperial, Empire, same thing. But you can see here, just absolutely demolish them. The buffs that are chucked out are just crazy. They all they have this amazing synergy, as well as being viable later on, especially with Iden. So yeah, I've been using them here, but because you've got a whole lot of you've got a whole lot of protection up. So Iden provides protection up here with her special. You've got with a secondary special. You've got the steady here as well, providing more protection up. They help being able to go through they're useful to go through Galactic War, because they just maintain their protection up for ages, which is, you know, great, because it means that they're not dropping low. And because of the way Galactic War works, you don't want your guys to drop low, because then, you know, if they happen to be defeated, then you're not going to have them available for the next node. So because these are the early ones, I tend to just kind of, you know, try not to use too many cooldowns. I use this stun usually once to try and just stun someone if I think they're going to deal damage. That doesn't deal damage, so we're pretty fine. But yeah, I just thought I'd kind of bring that up for anyone who's kind of starting the game. Make sure you pick up these guys. They're really they're farmable early on. They're very free to play friendly as well. So make sure you grab them. That's it for today, guys. Have a great day. Goodbye.